What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building, and today, man, I put together the top three 3 and D builds in NBA 2K21 coming at y'all on next gen. Now, the first build that I got lined up for y'all is going to be called the 3 and D point, but as you can see, we have two different versions that I'm going to be bringing to y'all today. First, one of them is going to be getting the lockdown takeover. The second one is going to be getting the glass cleaning. So obviously that makes this build pretty good and rare, especially for getting both of those takeovers. Before we get into the making, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. To the Rich Gang family and any new supporters, I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and hit that like button, but also be sure to turn on post notifications. Now, when it comes to this 3 and D point, of course, go ahead and put it under the point guard position. When it comes to the height, I'm going with 6'7". Weight is going to be 183 and the wingspan is going to be 6'10". Now, keep in mind this is only the first version of the build, so let's go ahead and get into the stats now. Driving layup's going to go up to a 94. Then when it comes to the driving dunk, this is going to be a 92. And then when it comes to the post control, this is going to go up to a 79 for 16 badges. Then when it comes to the shooting, midi is going to go up to an 82. When it comes to the three-point shot, we're going to be able to max this out at 91. And then when it comes to the free throw, go ahead and put this to a 71 for 13 badges. Now let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. The pass accuracy is going to go to a 77. Ball handle is going to go up to a 79. And then when it comes to the speed with ball, well, of course, we are going to max this out for 11 badges. Now when it comes to the defense, perimeter defense is going to be maxed out. Same thing when it comes to the steal. But if you want to, a different way to go about it is going ahead and put this to a 52. Then from there, max out your block. And then when it comes to the defensive rebound, max this out instead of the steal. And then when it comes to the offensive rebound, bring that up to a 69 for 20 badges. Now, when it comes to the physicals, max out your speed, acceleration, skip the strength. Vertical is going to be a 91, and we maintain the 60 stamina, y'all. So honestly, with this badge count, 16, 13, 11, and 20, not bad, but I'm telling you, there is another way to going about to make this build. So the only thing that we are actually going to be changing is going to a 7'4" wingspan. Now, when it comes to the finishing stats, these are pretty much going to look very similar to what we originally had, except we're going to go with a 94 for both the driving layup and driving dunk. Post control is going to go to a 77. Then when it comes to the shooting, go ahead and max out that three-pointer and put the midi to an 82. Free throw right here is actually going to go up to an 87. Now let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. What you want to go ahead and do for the pass accuracy is put that to a 77. Ball handle is going to go up to a 79. And then when it comes to the speed with ball, max this out. Now on the defensive side of things, go ahead and max out your perimeter defense. Skip the steal for now. Block is going to be maxed out. Defensive rebound is actually going to be brought up all the way. And then the offensive rebound is going to be a 70 for 24 badges. Now on the physicals, max out your speed, acceleration. Also do the same with your vertical. And then you want to be able to maintain at least the 60 stamina. The first build is honestly going to be able to get that 99 three-pointer, especially once you grind it out and max it out. Especially on top of that having boost. Going to make this build so much more better than what it shows to be. But honestly, for being a 3 and D build, this build is honestly very nice. So as you can see with the takeovers, we get the slashing, sharpshooting, also get the lockdown, but then from there, we are actually maintaining the glass cleaning takeover. So again, when it comes to picking the first takeover, in my opinion, always going to be best to pick the offensive takeover first. It makes it so much more easier to get that lockdown takeover or any type of defensive one that you pick second. First one I'm going with is going to be spot up precision. The second one you can definitely consider between the lockdown as well as the glass cleaning. Really comes down to your preference. I'm going with extreme clamps. And as y'all can see, we have made the 3 and D point, y'all. Now, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the second build that I got coming at y'all. The and D off guard. Now with this build, I'm telling you, the build name makes it so much more better than the 3 and D point in my opinion. I love the rarity of this build. You honestly do not see it too often, and especially when it comes to the city, I'm telling you, this is going to be one of those builds that you are going to be seeing rarely, but when you do bring it out, I'm telling you, definitely going to be a huge help when it comes to both sides of the ball. And on top of all that, we get a really nice defensive name. This is actually a new build. We did not have this last year or even on current gen. So again, when it comes to these builds, they pretty much get all of the animations that you were going to want. And on top of all that, you're going to be able to shoot threes and play elite defense. So if you made it this far, I just want y'all to know, I truly appreciate y'all. But y'all might as well as go ahead and hit that sub button. Be sure to hit that like, turn on post notifications, and also go ahead and drop a comment down below what build you are going to be making and which one is your favorite so far. Now let's go ahead and get right into it. The first thing you want to go ahead and do when it comes to this build is put it under the shooting guard position. Now, when it comes to the height, I'm going to go with 6'7". Weight, in my opinion, you could really go based off of your own preference, but I honestly feel like going with the lowest is going to be something good too. I'm going to go with 183 with a wingspan of 7'4". Now, if you want to change it up, you definitely can do so, but I'm going to leave it like this for the best defensive build that we can make. Now, let's go ahead and get into the finishing stats. The first thing you want to go ahead and do, put the driving layup to a 94. Same thing with the driving dunk. Then when it comes to the post control, go ahead and put this to a 79. That's going to give us 15 badges right there. Let's go ahead and get into the mid-range shot. This is going to be an 82. Three-pointer on this build is definitely going to be maxed out. And then when it comes to the free throw, this is going to go up to an 83. You could even go up to an 81, 82, or even an 85. It really comes down to what you want, especially when it comes to the badge count. To be safe, I'm going to go with an 80 for 12 badges. Then when it comes to the playmaking, put the pass accuracy to a 78. Ball handle is going to be a 79, and the speed with ball is going to be an 87 for another 12 badges. Now when it comes to the defense, that perimeter defense is going to be maxed out. Block is going to be maxed out as well, and then the defensive rebound is going to be maxed out. On top of all that, the offense is brought up to a 78 for 24 badges. And now when it comes to the physicals, go ahead and max out your speed as well as your acceleration. Then your vertical is going to be a 91. And if you want to, you could go ahead and put your stamina to an 81. If you want to go ahead and drop down your stamina, you definitely can do so. But I'm telling you, as long as you keep it above 60, you are definitely going to be fine. So look at these takeovers. We get the slashing, sharp shooting, lockdown, and then of course, we're going to be getting the glass cleaning takeover. So with this build, I truly believe you can honestly double up on the defensive side if you want to. The first one I'm going to go with is going to be extreme clamps. But if you want to go ahead and pick the offensive takeover first, go with spotter precision and go ahead and pick the defensive one second. As y'all can see, we have got the 3 and D off guard. But that means we got one final build left over. So let's go ahead and get right into it. As you can see, the last build I brought y'all is going to be made out of the small forward position, the 3 and D wing. Honestly, when it comes to this build, really going to be reminding me of the rebounding wings that we have seen in the past years. They do have it this year, but honestly, I have seen a lot more popularity when it comes to the 3 and D builds, especially when it comes to the small forward. These builds are honestly going to be some of the best, especially when it comes out of the small forward position. Reason being is because you get some of the most rare builds that you are going to ever see when it comes to that position. So if y'all made it this far, between the first two builds, go ahead and let me know right now in the comment section. Which one of these two did you like the most, and which one would you rate better? Go ahead and let me know what y'all think, and I will definitely be responding to every single one of y'all. Now, when it comes to the 3 and D wing, you got to be prepared to be able to grind every single one of these builds out that I am showing y'all. If you don't, you are not going to be reaching the full potential. And I'm telling you, you are going to want to do that in order to unlock certain animations at certain overalls. If you don't, then you take a huge risk. But honestly, feel free to change and make your own adjustments as we go about it. So of course, the first thing that we need to go ahead and do is put it under the small forward position. Now, when it comes to the height, the weight, and the wingspan, some of these are going to be optional, and honestly you can experiment with them if you want to. When it comes to the height, I'm going to go with 6'7". When it comes to the weight, I'm going to go with 180. And then when it comes to the wingspan, I'm going to go with 7'4". Now, if you want to, you can definitely go ahead and up the weight a little bit. You can go with 183 or 182. Anything around this range is going to be completely fine. But I feel like as long as you keep it as I am showing y'all, you are definitely going to be in good hands. Now, as I have told y'all, with every single build that I bring y'all, go ahead and follow along exactly as I am showing y'all. Now, with the stamina, feel free to change it to a 60 or even take it all the way off. I'm going to go with a 91 and put the same thing with the vertical. We're going to go ahead and skip the strength but max out your acceleration as well as your speed. Now let's go ahead and get into the finishing. So what you want to go ahead and do is when it comes to the driving layup, put this to an 84. When it comes to the driving dunk, we're going to go ahead and put this to a 94 as well. Now on the post control side of things, go ahead and raise this to where you get 11 badges. And then when it comes to the standing dunk, if you want to, you could go ahead and touch this, but honestly I feel like it's not worth it. Now let's go ahead and get into the shooting side of things. Mid-range shot is going to be an 82. Then when it comes to the 3-point shot, this is going to be an 84. Then when it comes to the free throw, this is really based on how many badges you want to get for this category. I'm going to put it to where I get 12, and that's going to be at a 77 free throw. Now let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. Go ahead and max out your pass accuracy. Ball handle is going to be a 79, and then when it comes to the speed with ball, we are actually going to be able to max this out. 25 badges right there, which is not bad for this build. Then when it comes to the perimeter defense, go ahead and put this to a 95. Put your block to a 92, and then when it comes to the defensive rebound, go ahead and max that out. That's going to bring up the offensive to a 70. Then we're going to get 22 badges right there. A really nice setup, especially when you look at everything that we put into it on the physical side. Now, like I said, if you want to change the stamina, you definitely can do so. But with these takeovers, we get the slashing, sharpshooting, playmaking, and of course, last but definitely not least, we get the lockdown takeover. So honestly, in my opinion, it's going to be best to pick any of these offensive takeovers first. You can double up on offense if you want to. I'm going to go with limitless range for the first one. Second one, I would highly consider one of these lockdown takeovers. I really like extreme comps, but honestly, perimeter bad drop is really good. I'm going to go with the last one though, enhanced jump shot contest. And as y'all can see, we have made the 3-and-D wing. So go ahead and let me know in the comment section right now which of these 3 builds y'all decided to make. Thank y'all so much for sticking through. But man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. To the Rich Gang family as well as any new supporters, I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and share this banger with your family and friends. And last but not least, be sure to turn on post notifications so y'all can see when I upload every single day. Man, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.